Hey everybody, welcome back, and on today's video I'm going to show you exactly how to use the setup that you just purchased. So the setup for Reireply, it's not only for text blasting, it's actually a fully built out CRM. So you can manage your Facebook leads, you can manage leads you get from the dialer, right? People that you speak to, that you qualify, you can add them in here because it's actually your CRM. Now what we've done is, if you go to calendars over here, we have created 3 calendars for you. The follow-up call calendar, right, if you want to be reminded of a follow-up call. The manager calendar, if you want to push, if you had a VA and you want your VA to book appointments for you, right? If you want your VA to qualify your text blast or qualify the people they cold call and then book appointments for you, this is what that calendar is for. Then if you're booking a walkthrough, that's what the walkthrough calendar is for. So we already built that out, and we pretty much went in the system and we added automations to a lot of the things that you're going to need to organize your leads. So all these automations we pretty much went ahead and added. If we go over here to calendar reminders, here's where your calendar workflows are located. If you go to daily call list, here's where those workflows are located. If you go to pipeline workflows, you can see every single step and what's going to happen when you press a button or you select a certain contact disposition. So if you guys want to go through this, that'd be fine, or you can just test it out. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to contacts and make sure you guys create just a dummy. Just like create a contact here, first name, last name, put a phone number, save it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up that contact and you're just going to play around with the system so you can get used to it. So if we go over here and go where it says contact disposition, here is where you can start pressing whatever contact disposition fits the seller best, and it's going to start organizing your leads and moving them within your pipelines, within your opportunity stages, within these 4 pipelines that you have here. Okay, so let's go back to contacts. We're going to press right here, and let's say we just sent out a text blast and someone says they're interested. We can go in here and select the best option. Okay, they're a lead. We're going to click save. They're a lead. Automatically that person is going to move over here into the lead stage. So let's go ahead, let's refresh the page. There you go, as a lead. So that's pretty much the setup. We've created all of these dispositions for you, and we have automations on the back end for each of those dispositions. So let's keep playing around with this. Let's click Nancy again. Let's go to contact disposition. Let's say Nancy says she wasn't interested in selling her property. We could come over here and press not interested. We can save. Then we can go to opportunities and we go to data. We can see Nancy moved to the not interested because she was not interested. Now let's say we spoke with her and she says she sold the property. We can go over here and press sold property. We'll take out the not interested and we'll put sold property no longer available. Now if we go to our opportunities and data, there you go. Nancy Drew, she sold the property, it's no longer available. We'll close that off. Now let's say we talked to her and she was the wrong number. We can come over here and we can just select wrong number. Then we're going to go to opportunities, and you can see right off the bat Nancy Drew moved over here, but also look what it says. It's wrong number will replace with next number on file. So it's automatically going to take the next number for this contact. And then we can easily drag here or here and automatically start a campaign with that new number. So let's go over here. Let's go to contact disposition. Let's now say, let's say that I talked to her, right? She's a hot lead. She wants to sell now. We could come in here and click save. And now we can go to our opportunities. We could go to our acquisition manager and boom, hot right here, Nancy Drew. Now let's say we actually want to start the hot campaign. We'll click on Nancy Drew and then we'll come over here and we'll select start, just like that. Now you want to make sure that you don't have any other tags here like warm or cold. You just have the hot tag, and then you'll just press start right here, save, and it will, if you take a look now, automatically start the campaign now. But as you can see, she's in here, and then it's gonna get a message, and then 3 days later she's gonna get another message, 3 days later another message. And if we had put her in the warm stage and then press start, she would go down this one. So as you can see, with the hot campaign, it's gonna send them a message every 3 days. With the warm campaign, it's gonna send them a message every 7 days. With the cold campaign, every 15 days. Right, so Nancy Drew, she's right here. We tag star, so she's gonna get a message in the next 3 days. Now let's say that we don't want her to be in that campaign anymore. We can come here and we can just press stop. That's gonna automatically take her out of the hot campaign. Now let's say we can go ahead and take these out. Let's say we decided that she is a cold lead instead. She's not a warm lead. Right, she doesn't want to sell right away. She actually needs more than 3 months. It's a cold lead. We tag cold lead, and boom, Nancy Drew moved right over here to the cold lead. Now let's say I want to actually follow up with Nancy Drew because she's a cold lead and I want to make sure I follow up with her. You have 2 options, right? You can come up here, go to add new, and create a task like follow up, and then select 1 month from now, right? Something like that. And then, you know, every single day when you log in, always go to your tasks so you can complete what's due now. So we're gonna go back to contacts. We're gonna go to contacts. We're gonna go over here. Now let's go back over here where it says cold. Let's go to task. Now let's say you actually just want to follow up with her in the next couple of days. Maybe you called her, she said, hey, call me in a couple of days. You can just press this, click save, and automatically it's going to create a task for you. So follow up in 3 days. Boom, it automatically created for you. You didn't have to spend time creating a task. What if she said, hey, follow up with me in the next week? Awesome. You just come here. And there you go, follow up in 5 days automatically. So if we go here to contact disposition, this is pretty much how we're moving the seller from the second we get them to when we actually close them, right? So follow up in 3 days, follow up in 5 days. Maybe they want retail, maybe you have to nurture, right? Wants, retail, and nurture are campaigns that start as soon as you press them. Lead, this does not start a campaign. This is just going to put them in the lead stage for you to not lose them. It's like putting a star next to a contact. So lead or creative lead do not start campaigns. And then move to acquisition manager pipeline. You can press this, the hot, warm, cold. You can start or stop these campaigns. Then long-term follow-up, you press it and it automatically follows up with leads every 40 days. So this is if someone wants to sell in 2 years or a year from now, right? Long-term follow-up will follow up every 40 days. Then find comps, meaning you have to find comps. It's going to create a task for you to remind you about that. Then present an offer. You have to present the offer. Offer sent, offer rejected, offer accepted, under contract. Now you have to find the buyer. Get pictures of property. Buyer offer accepted. Buyer EMD. And the really cool thing too about this is that as you start pressing these other options, it even gives you a little nice note of what the next steps are. So if you go over here, as you can see, I pressed buyer offer was accepted. It automatically put this note. It says buyer offer was accepted. You can now open escrow at the title company or closing attorney. You must ask the buyer to put EMD with the title company in order for the assignment of contract to be valid. Give your buyer 1 day to put the earnest money deposit. The contract shall void if buyer does not put EMD. This must be written in your contract with the buyer to prevent you from dealing with fake buyers. And it tells you a little bit about the next steps, right? Next steps, you're going to open escrow. Second step, you're going to notify buyer to put EMD with title company in 1 to 2 days or contract will void. Wait for buyer to put EMD. Once buyer has put EMD, the title search can begin. If buyer fails to buy EMD, which I meant to put if buyer fails to put EMD, cancel contract and find a new buyer. Okay, so these are just the steps here. There's a little typo here. So pretty much open escrow, wait for the buyer. If the buyer doesn't put EMD, find a new buyer. Let's go over here where it says, okay, EMD received. We can save it. And now it's going to tell us again another little note here. Title company closing attorney has received the buyer's earnest money. You can work with buyer to make sure lender is in contact with title as you wait for payoffs and title search. It's even going to create a task for you saying, hey, the EMD was received, but make sure that the buyer is in contact with title company. Remember, this is a crucial step in your wholesale deal. And then if you go to opportunities, you can even see here how it's automatically in the correct stage. So everything is pretty much done for you. And the agent CRM is not much different at all. It's actually the same thing, except that you don't have the hot, warm, cold. Because with agent outreach, it's different. You don't have hot, warm, cold with agent outreach. It's either you follow up, they send you a lead, you're analyzing it, you sent the offer, they rejected it, and follow up, keep it, and you pretty much just keep moving. Right? The acquisition manager is more for, well, it is for working with sellers and following up with them all the way until you actually close the deal. And you guys, like I said, create a contact and then just start playing with these buttons here so you can actually, so you can just get the hang of it, right? Put buyers in contact with title attorney, waiting for payoffs, waiting for buyer HUDs, review the HUD, title issue, meaning there's an issue with the title. Now you have to talk to the seller, right? And then deal close. So all these steps from the second you get a deal to when you actually close, it's all available here. And let's say you keep trying to call a seller, they don't pick up, you can easily add them to the daily call list. And then you can go to your conversations, manual actions, and guess what? You can call them. The system will tell us to mark if the call was successful, and if it wasn't, it will add them right back. So we can pretty much keep calling them. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. What I would suggest you do right now is just watch the next training videos, and also to go to the contacts, create a contact, and you can pretty much come in here and start testing it with a fake contact so you can get comfortable with every step. Now there's one more thing I had to mention. Okay, if we go to automation and we go to automatic replies, and then you go where it says seller replied, this is, so if a seller says, you know, this curse word, leave me alone, stop, blah blah blah, automatically we are going to then mark the conversation as read, meaning it'll disappear, and we will automatically put them as DNC. If the person says, oh, that's not me, wrong person, it's automatically going to tag them as wrong number, and then it's going to replace the number. And then if they say they're not looking to sell, they're going to go down this path. They're going to be not interested. They're going to be tagged as not interested. What's your offer? It's going to automatically say, hey, I'm eager to provide you with an offer, but we can't until you tell us about the property, right? So whatever the seller says in your text blast can get filtered through here. Now, this is not going to do all the work for you. You still have to be in there checking your text blast, or even if you're not text blasting and you're just using this for the CRM purposes, this is going to help in case any of your leads ever say, leave me alone or stop, right? Or they tell you, hey, I'm no longer interested. This will help.